Hello, I am Pratima Kapoor. In today's session, we will learn about the life skill called creative thinking, the third life skill identified by the World Health Organization. We will learn about some creative thinking techniques such as the Phoenix checklist, picture association, and morphological matrix. We will study processes such as the James Webb Young's 5-step technique. We will look at ways to generate creative ideas such as five senses walk, superstition, and habits of original thinkers. Let me start with the definition of creative thinking skill. Creative thinking is the ability to look at things differently and find new ways of solving problems. Let me now hand over to my team members to read out their chapters.
I am Amaira Pada. Today I would like to talk about some techniques and tools that help us in creative thinking. Number 1. The Phoenix Checklist. This checklist to trigger creativity is created by the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Before you start a task, ask the questions why, where, when, who, what, and how. The answers to these questions help us ignite creative thoughts. The CIA's Phoenix checklist comprises two components: questions to define problems, 16 questions, and questions to define the plan, 22 questions. Number 2. Picture association. Choose any picture. For example, if you see a picture of a dog looking up at the night sky, ask yourself, what could it be thinking? Is it a stargazing dog? Does that dog secretly long to be an astronaut? A story about a space dog would be awesome. A good practice to build your creative thinking skill. Number 3. Random word generation. This technique is a fun way to develop your creative thinking skill. Pick 2 or 3 random words and write down what they have in common. For example, if the two random words are shoe and parrot, you can find many commonalities. Both have tongues, both are a food of the last resort, and both are found in Brazil. Then you can practice what is not common in these two. This will give you a new dimension to your thinking. Regular practice of this technique will improve creativity and distress you. There are many tools on the internet that help generate random words. Number 4. Take other people's point of view. Talk about your idea with others. New ideas will emerge from such conversations. New perspectives might arise that surprise you. Number 5. Get up and go out. This is one more way of generating ideas. Do a five senses walk. This is a walk when you focus on all your senses. This technique frees your right brain from the control of the left brain to generate new ideas. Feel the air and touch the leaves. Look at everything with curiosity. Listen to the sounds around you. Smell the surroundings. Smell a flower. Pluck a cherry. And you will see the magic happening. Let me end this chapter with a quote by Scott Adams: creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep.
Hello, our study today is about an idea generating technique called the morphological matrix. Creativity is all about generating a large number of options so we can pick the best from these. Morphological matrix is a three-step process. It allows you to generate thousands of possibilities in mere minutes. Here is an example of how we can generate ideas for a new format for a TV show. The first step is to pick attributes. Let us say we have identified these attributes: target audience, show type, and show theme. Now, let us start listing components under each column. Under the attribute target audience, let us put categories of viewers: children, senior citizens, teenagers, animal lovers, and businessmen. Under the attribute of show type, let us list down types of shows: game show, reality show, quiz show, and puppet show. And under the attribute show theme, let us list down types of themes: history, humor, sport, and science fiction. Each column has words belonging to its respective category. Let us now pick one word from each column randomly and put these down alongside each other. For example, let us pick the first word, children, from the target audience column. The third word, quiz show, from the second column or show type column. And the fourth word, science, from the third column or the show type column. Now we have a description for the first TV show, children, quiz show, science, or a quiz show for children with science as the show theme. Let us repeat the steps as above. We get the second TV show, animal lovers, puppet show, and history or A-type show for animal lovers that explains how pet animals were domesticated. If we proceed with similar steps, we will get a lengthy list of TV shows to choose from. Now, let us take another example, a plot for writing a story. Let us put setting, main character, villain, and major events as columns and start filling words under each. Setting, beach, underground, outer space. The main character, fish, lost penguin, pencil. Bad character, evil genius, cat, jealous turtle. Big event, getting lost, winning a contest, something valuable is stolen. Now, we can generate thousands of story plots from this. Let me end this chapter with a quote from Will Moyers. Creativity is piecing the mundane to find the marvelous.
Hello, I'm Priyali Kapoor. In this chapter, we will talk about James Webb Young's 5-step technique for producing ideas. James Webb Young was an American advertising executive. James proposed the 5-step technique in his 1939 book, A Technique for Producing Ideas. James says that nearly all great ideas follow a similar creative process. He suggested these 5 steps: gather, digest, internalize, wait for eureka, and bring ideas to life. Frederick Eugene Ives' story is a classic example of this 5-step technique. In the 1870s, photography was a new and exciting medium but was very expensive. This is how Ives progressed and succeeded in coming up with an invention to reduce costs. At step 1, the material gathering stage, Ives spent 2 years working as a printer's apprentice. He spent the next 4 years running the photographic laboratory at Cornell University. Working in these 2 fields helped him make the associations between photography and printing. At step 2, the digesting stage, Ives began to piece together everything he had learned. He would spend nearly all of his time experimenting with new techniques and putting ideas together. Then came step 3, the internalize the materials unconsciously stage. Ives stepped away from the problem and engaged himself in altogether new areas of interest. This took his mind off of the problem. At step 4, the eureka moment stage, Ives's idea returned to him as a flash of insight when sleeping. Ives awoke with a solution to his problem laid out before him. At step 5, the bring the idea to life stage, Ives continued to revise his ideas for years and eventually patented his ideas. This process, called the Ives process, remained the standard printing technique for the next 80 years. It reduced the cost of printing images by 15 times. The 1984 Los Angeles Olympics is an excellent story of creative thinking. It earned the 1984 Games a profit of more than $200 million versus the $700 million loss in the previous 1980 Games. The organizers asked themselves, who else can pay for the Olympics? The answer was the advertisers. So they reached out to corporates for sponsorship, sold global television rights, and made it a profitable venture. Let me end this chapter with a quote from Albert Einstein. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
Hello, I am Reshma Pada. This study is a summary of 2 TED Talks on creative thinking. The first talk is by Dr. Marilee Opezzo, Stanford. Marilee shares her study that shows that a walk triggers new ideas. Marilee asked a question to the research participants. You have 4 minutes. Your job is to come up with as many ways to use everyday objects. For example, what else would you do with a key other than using it for opening up a lock? Marilee created 3 groups of participants for this research. The first group did not do any walking before, during, or after responding to Marilee's question. The second group sat first and thereafter responded while walking on a treadmill. The third group walked on the treadmill first and responded thereafter. The result of the study was that those who walked before responding produced more ideas. So the advice to you is, go for a walk before your next big meeting. The 3 tips from Marilee about the creative walks: pick a problem or a topic to ruminate during the walk. Do not lock on that first idea. Keep coming up with new ones. Pick 1 or 2 from these thoughts to pursue. Record all the ideas in your mobile as if you are having a conversation with someone. The second talk, The Surprising Habits of Original Thinkers, is by Adam Grant, Wharton professor. Adam gives us a 5-step mantra. First, recognize a good idea. Second, speak up without getting silenced. Third, build a coalition of allies. Fourth, choose the right time to act. Fifth, manage fear and doubt. Adam's stories are about building a culture that welcomes dissent. Example, how a woman at Apple from 3 levels below challenged Steve Jobs. How a billionaire businessman fired employees for failing to criticize him. This is what Adam learned by studying the original thinkers. Procrastinators are more creative than precrastinators. Leonardo da Vinci, who worked on Mona Lisa for 16 years. The originals are quick to start but slow to finish. To be the originals, you don't have to be the first, but you have to be different. The originals have idea doubts, but not self-doubts. Self-doubts paralyze, but idea doubts energize to experiment more. The greatest originals failed the most because they tried the most. Let me end this chapter with a quote from William Plomer. Creativity is the power to connect the seemingly unconnected.
Hello, I'm Samapada. This article is about summaries of 2 books on creative thinking. The first book, Superstition, is by Edward de Bono, the father of lateral thinking. De Bono says, competition on price, product quality, and USP are no longer adequate. Make convenience and quality of life as part of your products or services. De Bono proposed a new word, value-facture, in this book. Value-facture is manufacturing value. Here's an example of value-facture. If you buy a movie ticket, what do you get? You get a comfortable place to sit, an air-conditioned auditorium, a nice-smelling restroom, and the movie itself to watch. What if the movie producer offers to pay you part of the film's profits in exchange for some extra money? You would want to buy this new type of movie ticket. This is value-facture. Here is a Ford story about value-facture. Ford UK was struggling for market share. The competitors had similar cars with similar efficiency and similar driving comforts. So how can Ford differentiate themselves? De Bono suggested to Ford Motors to concentrate on the car owner's discomfort and find a value-facture solution for their cars. He said, one of the frustrations of the car owners is that there are not enough parking places. You can help them in a novel way. Buy national car parks, the biggest parking facility in the UK, and allow only Ford cars to park there. The second book, Creativity, is by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, recognized for the concept of flow. Flow is a highly focused mental state where a person gets so immersed in a task that he forgets the sense of time. Mihai interviewed 100 creative people from various fields and captured the essence of interviews in this book. This book is especially for those who feel that they are not creative. Mihai proves to them by these examples that they are indeed creative. Decorating your bedroom is using your creative mind. Designing a spreadsheet needs creativity. Delivering a speech involves creativity. When you decide to do things differently, you are creative. Every time you imagine and then take action, you are creating. Don't believe yourself when you say, I am not creative. Start saying, of course I am creative. Let me end this chapter with a quote from Pablo Picasso. Learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist.
Hello, I am Lalit Mulharkar. This article is about the summaries of two movies on creative thinking skills. The first movie is Abstract: The Art of Design. Abstract is an 8-episode docu-series highlighting artists in the field of design. Each episode is dedicated to a different type of creator. The movie is a search for the magic behind the designer's genius. A few words about each designer. Christoph Niemann, graphic designer and children's book author. Tinker Hatfield, Nike shoe designer, designed the Nike Air Max sneakers which were inspired by the Centre Pompidou Museum. S. Devlin, stage designer behind Beyoncé's Formation tour. Bjarke Ingels, architect known for playful experimentation and social responsibility in his work. Ralph Gilles, automotive designer, designer of the North American car of the year, the Chrysler 300. Paula Scher, graphic designer, designed the famous Swatch poster. Flatton, portrait and documentary photographer. Ilse Crawford, interior and furniture designer. The learning from this docu-series is the best creations seem to happen when you have room to explore and try and fail and try again. Creativity is a compulsion to find perfection. Studying creatives in fields other than our own triggers new ideas. These brilliant minds start with the same things as the rest of us do, a challenge and a blank page. The second movie is The Imitation Game. This movie is based on a true story from World War II. This is the story of the British mathematician Alan Turing and his team. The team built a computer that cracked the Nazis' supposedly unbreakable encryption code. Their efforts helped save an estimated 14 million lives. Alan took some creative and bold steps to build a remarkable team for this project. For example, Turing hired a woman to join his team because she solved a test crossword puzzle faster than all her male rivals. He believed that the best teams are diverse in makeup. When his boss turned down his request for £100,000 to build the machine, Turing approached the Prime Minister Winston Churchill. The lesson from this movie is when you have a major challenge, hire the best qualified individuals to address the challenge. The best teams are diverse in profile. Select team members based on their creative styles. A creative person's goal is to reduce risk. Involve the team in all critical decisions. Let me end this chapter with a quote from Dorothy Parker. Creativity is a wild mind and a disciplined eye.
Hello, I'm Shruti Idgunji. Today I want to summarize two stories from mythology on creative thinking skills. The first story is about Hephaestus and the shield of Achilles. This story is from Greek mythology. Achilles, the greatest warrior from the epic Iliad, used the shield in his fight with Hector. Homer, the author of the Iliad, describes the shield, a piece of art, in great detail. The shield of Achilles is an example of how we should build aesthetics and beauty in anything we do. Hephaestus was the god of the forge and fire, and he created some of the most beautiful jewelry and weapons. He taught human beings how to build art and beauty in whatever they do and its importance in life. Hephaestus was born ugly, so his mother Hera, wife of Zeus, the king of gods, rejected him and threw him off Mount Olympus. Because of his fall from the mountain, Hephaestus hurt his leg and became lame for life. Despite the rejection and ridicule, Hephaestus' journey of creating beauty in his art of forging continued. What do we learn from Hephaestus' story? 1. Building aesthetics in everything we do involves creativity. 2. We found a Japanese word, wabi-sabi. It is accepting our brokenness and making it beautiful. The second story I want to read is from Ramayana, how Narad's thinking on feet saved his life. Narad, a sage, musician and storyteller, was travelling through a jungle when Ratnakar, a dacoit, accosted him. "Hand over all you have or else," Ratnakar said. Narad stopped. "Why do you rob us?" he asked. Ratnakar answered, "I need money for my family." Narad said, "Do you know when you steal people's money and kill them, you are committing a sin? Can you ask your family members if they are ready to share your sins?" This question was a moment of transformation for Ratnakar. He became Narad's disciple and later became sage Valmiki. What do we learn from this story? 1. Thinking fast is a skill. This can be built by regular exercises such as meditation and aerobic exercises. 2. Practice speed thinking techniques such as stall tactics and using silence to think creatively. Let me end this chapter with a quote from Charles Mingus. "Making the simple, awesomely simple, that's creativity."
We hope that our efforts helped you understand the basics of creative thinking skill. A regular listening to this audio will be our reward. Thank you.